Hello and welcome to Out of Combat, the after show where we talk about the episode and what just happened. We just did episode, 28, which is crazy. And I'm here with Kid Kerrigan, aka Cooter, and Mac and Cheese Please, aka Taj, and I play Emmy. And I don't know. I forgot how to do this. Oh my God. Let's just someone talk.
You wanted...
So anyway, this is Casters and Cantrips. What are we? Out of Combat. Yeah, amazing. Cool. We got the intro out of the way. We're here.
Yeah, intro done. I don't care. That's what you're here for. You're here for the shenanigans. You're not here for the professionalism.
You're here for the girl chat that's about to happen.
Ladies. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Girls. Okay. So what do we think about what do we think about the episode?
So girls, what do we think about Core? Do we think he's cute? Do we like him? Is he an asshole?
He was dark and mysterious today.
Oh, he was today, but he gives me vibes of like, he may have a heart of gold, but he's not ready for that yet. And he's probably going to break your heart right now. He's like at that point in his life.
I think he's in his like, I'm concentrating on my work kind of vibe and doesn't have time for a relationship.
Yeah, he might give it an effort and then realize too late.
But realize too late that he lost the love of his life. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Oh, but he's
We really need to get Hayden back so that we can reunite him with the love of his life before he loses it.
Also, can someone write fanfic, please?
Oh, yeah. I would. Is that how you know you've made it, when there's like fanfic about your characters? Yeah. Like inappropriate fanfic about your characters? Okay. We have fan art, actually.
Oh my gosh, now we just need fanfic to go with the fan art, and we got a picture book.
Yes.
I think. Okay. But eligible bachelors on the show. So we've got Azric, Core, and Hayden.
And then all the NPCs. Has there been an NPC
all the NPCs? What was that guy that we didn't like that you thought I liked? Yeah, what was his name?
You're asking the wrong person.
Sam.
Oh wait,
Samuel.
This guy.
Samuel.
I guess he's an eligible bachelor, technically.
The sneaky little boy.
That's a good question, though. So, do our characters have a love interest that they're longing for, looking to find, like a heartbreak story?
So funny that you should mention that, Mac, because I'm going to ask what we've all been thinking. What is the deal between Taj and Azric? Is this like a Mulder and Scully? Like it's there?
Eligible bachelor, and I'm
like, never going to happen? Yeah, that's what I'm like. Is he a bachelor?
Like he's mine?
Like... Yeah,
like I own him, but he doesn't own me vibes.
Tell us more. Like, does he have a schooner?
I almost am like, do I want to tell you, or do we want to keep the like audience like edging at the end of their seat? You know, kind of
edging forever. Yeah,
edging forever. You heard it here first. Give us a little.
So
not a hint, like a little vibe.
The way that Moobs and I are like kind of playing it is like, it's like the friends that know that they like each other, but like you never quite get that romantic moment because something always interrupts. Like they're just about to kiss and then Emmy comes up and asks a dumb question.
They've never taken it to that next level. And every time they could, something's going to come up.
Something comes up, you know, so it never got to happen. And so, and I think we're kind of playing it like that on purpose. So the audience is like, are they going to finally kiss? Damn it.
I mean, it's killing me. So I know it must be killing the audience. If it's killing you, put it in the comments. Let us know. I want to know if this is also killing you.
Maybe we'll get major payoff at the end of another year or so.
Good. Unless one of them dies, then it'll be really sad.
Oh, sad.
Ooh, could you imagine?
I don't want to.
But then we just go on a revivify expedition.
Oh we can't even get someone unpetrified. Can you imagine us trying to get someone brought back from the dead? Oh my gosh.
It's taken like 3 months, 3 real world months.
Did you think it would take this long?
No, I thought it
didn't.
was going to be like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And
I thought it was going to be legit like 3 sessions. And then we would have him back. Or like the end of one session. You did it. He's back now. And like Core was like literally a temporary character. Is what I thought.
Poor Hayden. He's going to be completely traumatized with
We
mush
need
brain by
so
the time
much
we get him back.
therapy. We need a ship
And it's
therapist.
our fault because we keep just like sleeping on it and getting distracted.
Who's the ship's therapist? That's what we need to figure out before
Well,
we
that's
get
me.
him
Aren't I the
fixed.
health person? That's
Oh,
me.
yeah, you'd be the
Mental
ship's
and physical
therapist.
health. Yeah.
I think you should 100% have a therapy session with Hayden and Cooter.
I do have some
Ooh, like a
paper
little
and a
talkie
quill
talk.
and an ink pot.
Perfect.
I'll just have to set up an office.
Yeah, we just need one of those
Just
reclining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much do they cost? I do have some hundreds of golds left over.
Jesus.
How do you have money? I'm like completely broke.
No one
I'm so
asked. I've been around a long time, got lots of savings, you see.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Well, as you said in today's episode that Cooter's like the original boomer.
Yeah, literally.
It's canon now. He said it.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, that's a question too. So your characters has been around for a while. Like, are you the kind of person, because like all those movies where someone lives a long time, they grow old and everyone around them dies, right? Because they're outliving everybody. Is that one of those things for you where you're afraid to get close to people because you're just going to lose them anyways because your lifespan is longer than theirs?
I don't think so for Kuda. I think she loves people too much anyway. So it's like not so much a fear of losing them. It's more of like not having known them in the first place. Like she's like a better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all type person.
Sure. Yeah.
And because she was on her own for most of her life anyway, other than like she pretty much grew up by herself, lived by herself. Like she was always a hermit. So I think when there's a chance to get to know people or people who pay attention to her, it's like yes, I have family.
We need like
amazing
life lessons from Cooter segment or something, like shorts that are just like Cooter talks about loss. Cooter teaches us about acceptance. Just
reading the little verses that come up at the start of the Clone Wars series.
Yeah, there you go. I just want Cooter to teach me how to be a better person.
If anyone wants to write a script for that, we'll start up a new podcast series on this channel. Cooter, how to live a better life in the modern age.
Ooh,
Please.
love it.
Please. I love that. I think Emmy also lives a long time. I'm looking it up. Like how long do elves live? I think they live the same as other elves. So I think it's like hundreds of years.
Isn't it like longer than turtles? Like wouldn't
it
you
might
be?
Yeah. But Emmy's not. Emmy's very young. She's like a babby in sea elf years.
I just looked. Changelings live 100 to as much as 110. So a little bit more than a human. But yeah, they're
some humans. I mean, these days.
Yeah, for real. For real.
I think we live the same as other elves. But I don't think I think you all are going to be the first people Emmy's known that could potentially die way before what she would be used to, because she's only been around other elves her whole life. So, and a lot of sea creatures have either really, really short or really, really long lives. So that doesn't help either. So I hadn't even thought of that. Mac, you got me thinking now. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, I'm actually really excited to eventually go to Emmy's area,
Same. We have questions.
I had to make something up on the spot today because I was like, I don't think her people have the concept of a warehouse. They don't like trade, right? So I was like, and then you're like, well, what do their buildings look like? And I was like, actually, I don't think they would have structures because how are you going to be like building things underwater? I was like, it's probably like caves. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, that's a fact now that I didn't know.
Whoa, pillars.
Well, that's what I was picturing was Atlantis. So now I've got myself in, and I even named it. It's like called like the Jewel of the Sea because of all these like crystal like structures. So now I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to figure this out. I have most of it written down, but I didn't have that one aspect, I guess.
I envision like a Greek kind of civilization with like pillars, like open walls, you know, but like really beautiful, like kind of like Little Mermaid vibes, you know? Like,
that's what I was going for. Okay,
Yeah.
just so like everyone
That's
knows,
how
I'm going
I
for Little
pictured
Mermaid
it as
vibes. So
well,
I was 100% this character. It is not an accident. I just really love Disney.
It's working. That's how I picture it. Like when you're like, this is where I keep all my stuff from the shipwrecks in my cave. And I'm like, the song's already
like,
playing in my head.
I was like, I'm ready to break out in the song.
Y'all, I can't.
I'm like, yep, I'm picking it up. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I keep leaning back into it without meaning to, but it's not like that wasn't where the idea came from. No, I think you're right. It's like an Atlantis, like an ancient Grecian city. And I think now it's going to be some sort of combination of like the dry parts are caves and then the wet part, the water parts are like carved pillars and structures, but they're all carved. They're not constructed. Everything's carved out of the rock that would have existed, if that makes sense. So I think that's what I'm picturing now, but I'm definitely picturing like the Little Mermaid box, like with like the towers. So I really want you all to go there. I have to like figure out how we're going to do that because I don't know how long you all can breathe water for.
Well, we just have to pay for a submarine. It's fine.
I have the water breathing ritual, which is 24 hours. So
okay,
I can just cast
as long as
that.
you recast it before it runs out. It's not concentration or anything.
Nope, it's just a ritual.
Okay, cool. Okay, we could do this. I think that'd be fun. I have a reason we might want to go there at some point, but I don't know. I have to talk to Max about it.
Yeah,
Huda has so many reasons she'd want to go there.
I would love it. And they'd be nice to Cooter. They would not, I don't think they'd be very welcoming of Taj. And so I think Emmy and Taj need to be better friends before it happens because Emmy's really going to need the confidence to be like, no, this is my friend and she's here.
Why wouldn't they like Taj or like Azric or?
They're very much like us and then outsiders because part of their like job and like reason for being alive is like guarding things from man, like surface dwellers, and like they don't work together. Like it's not like they're not hostile towards them, but they're like, you can't come here, this is our home and it's not for you kind of thing.
Well, I was just thinking, I wonder like a way to go there. Like, I don't know if Max has already thought about it, but inside of the thing that we're trying to open, like the whole reason why we need all these ingredients, you know, maybe there's like some sort of information about some secret civilization, you know, or like, I don't know if anyone would know about it.
I was thinking, and this is totally spoilers / secret information, so pretend you don't know this, but I was thinking that thing that we stole and then stole back from ourselves, it's supposed to be really dangerous. That's in that box.
Did we steal that back?
Well, our other characters, our charity stream characters stole it. And then our characters...
It's now in possession of the people who are doing the science on the thing. We did give it back. We gave it back.
The good guys have it.
Yeah.
But Emmy thinks it should actually be guarded by her people because it would be a lot safer under the ocean.
You did mention this, so trying to convince them to give it to you to take to your people.
Yeah, and I'm going to try again. I'm going to try again to convince him because her people's whole thing is about keeping people from going to where the cataclysm or whatever happened and keeping people from like doing that again. But I don't know how she's going to convince him. But if I could convince him, then
that's why we were going to get Kuda to study it.
Yeah.
To have access to it.
And then our job could be like, okay, we're going to escort it there and put it somewhere safe where nobody's going to use it to blow up the world. Because like I know Whisper wants it, but I don't think any of us want Whisper to have it, right?
Why the fuck does Whisper want it? Like, who even are you?
Whisper doesn't want it. She just doesn't want them to have it.
I think she was just telling Emmy that. I think Whisper wants it to sell or to use.
No, I really don't think that. Like, I think she just doesn't want them to have it. Like, she wants us to have it.
I don't know. I mean, I think she wants us to have it, but because I think she wants to have it. I think she sees it as power that she could use to be like the best pirate crew in the world, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't know. We need to do some more talking and insight on her because we just don't know. Max hasn't.
Yeah, because she doesn't answer to us. No, she's with us as a chaperone. So we don't even know how much of what we're doing is like going back to Blackbeak.
I think she could be on our side, but we don't technically know that. Like she could just be like really good at like performance and deception and stuff.
Like she's been really helpful, but we don't know what else she's doing.
Yeah. Do you want that? Do you think Taj wants her to like join the crew permanently and not be part of Blackbeak's crew?
Taj does, yeah. Taj wants like her to be essentially like her, and I think there's a couple of people from Blackbeak's like crew on our ship, like all of them to like go against Blackbeak and like join us, like. But we need to like make her feel liberated, like she has choices and autonomy, and want to come with us, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think Taj sees her like a kindred spirit in her in a way?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, I think she sees her as like an ally, a friend, someone who's helpful and useful and knows a lot of things, you know? Like, I think Taj really likes Whisper.
I get this vibe when they're together of like, we're both women in this like fucking dangerous lifestyle and we're both going to do what's the best to survive. So we know that means we sometimes have to like not always be like the nice person because it's more about survival, I guess. I don't know if I'm reading into that, but that's like the vibe I get from both of them.
Yeah. So Taj, I really am not trying to play her as a mean character. She's not mean. Like, I'm trying to find on my page. She has a trait.
I don't see her as mean. I see her as defensive.
You just gotta do what you gotta do.
Do you want me to read her personality traits?
Yeah.
I lie about almost everything, even when there's no good reason to.
She's just a compulsive liar.
Yeah. I pocket anything I see that might have some value. Flattery is my preferred trick for getting what I want.
We've seen you do that one so much.
Independence. I'm a free spirit. No one tells me what to do. Bonds. I owe everything to my mentor, a horrible person who's probably rotting in jail somewhere. And then my flaws. I can't resist swindling people who are more powerful than me. And I'm convinced that no one could ever fool me the way I fool others. So that's kind of
such a power play,
like
though.
A little trickery, like a little trickster. But like, I think of her as like a Robin Hood, you know, like she has the ability to steal and get what she wants, and she's going to help others with that.
That's cool. Okay, so it's less individualistic than I was thinking, but it's like she's going to do what it takes to get there. But then once she gets there, she's going to share that.
Yeah, yeah.
But you've hinted for a long time that she's down for like the greater good, and it's like,
yeah.
There's definitely more to it. It's like you are an instrument of like a greater thing.
Yeah. Like you don't care about stealing or murdering if that's the situation you're in, but you're still going to like
feel bad about it.
Yeah. You're not going to just like do it for fun. It's not like fun for you.
Yeah. I'm not just like, you suck. You're not listening to me. Pow. You know, like,
yeah.
Not like, I'm not like cold hearted, but if killing someone gets me to my next step, then that's what I have to do, kind of thing. And I think that the reason why she's so mean to Emmy is she just really doesn't have time for people that are naive or dumb. Like she's seen so much.
Dumb. She's just naive.
Yeah,
she's just
like
very naive.
Well,
and
contextually speaking, though, someone
she's
who
dumb
Taj considers, someone who doesn't know the things she knows. Like, you know, those people in every FPS ever who are like, everything's dumb. You guys are all dumb. And it's like, just because those people don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, she just is annoyed that Emmy doesn't know anything. And like, she has so much experience that she's like, I literally don't have time to teach you this. Like, I'm going to walk away before I say something I'm going to regret. Like,
now that you mention it, I would love to see Taj's reaction to seeing where Emmy comes from, like how
she's going to be
your perception of her would change. Yeah, like,
well, because Emmy knows everything. Like, she's not going to be the fish out of water, right?
Also, I feel like, are all of Emmy's people going to be just as dumb as Emmy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because they don't know the people thing either. So it's like, is she just going to be walking around and just be like, God damn it, I'm like, who are these people? And why don't they know
those things when we're down there? They'll know the things that are important
for down there. Yeah.
Which Taj won't know. So... yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be really interesting. I can't wait until that happens. It has to happen. So
it will, yeah. And I think by then, like, because our goal, like Bun and I have talked about it, like by like X point, we want Taj and Emmy to be like besties, you know?
Yeah.
But it needs to happen organically and over time. It can't just be like, oh my gosh, you saved my life. We're best friends now. Like, that's not how it's going to happen.
We're like coworkers right now. I feel like we were like, who is this annoying person that I'm stuck in a room with? And now we're like, okay, we're coworkers. We have to work together. We're making it work. We're fine.
I can tolerate
and the next step
you.
is going to be like, okay, we're more like acquaintances. Like we maybe we go out for a drink every now and then. And then after that, we'll be like friends. So it's like, we're getting there, but it's like, it's going to be a slow process.
Yeah. It's a slow burn to be friends. And then,
but it's also, Emmy's going to be less naive as we go forward because she's learning a lot from
everybody.
Taj and Azric and Cooter and stuff. It's just hard role playing someone like that. It's like hard to like, I don't want to force it too fast. So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want it to be forced. Because we were even talking like way before, like, I feel like a lot of parties don't do party conflict because why would they, you know? So it adds an interesting element for story purposes to have two people in the same party where one is afraid of the other and the other is just putting up with them because they have to.
Yeah, it's more interesting than just like, oh, we're friends now. Although I do think there's a fine line, and I think it's important to other people playing their own games and planning their own games and characters out. Because you mentioned that we talk about this outside of the show, and that's totally correct, as we do talk about it. And we check in with each other and we make sure that we're on the same page. And it's something where it's like, I know at some point we have to get a little better because it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to role play being not friends. So I know, like, for our own mental well-being, at least for me, at some point we do need to maybe like force it a little bit, but we're both trying to like feel it out to like get that exact balance of like, let's try to make it as natural as possible, but also be conscious of the fact. And I think that's the takeaway is, if you're going to do something like that in your party, if you want party conflict, communication, always be communicating with each other.
Definitely communication. Because like Bun and I know that like if we're being like quote unquote mean to each other, Bun is not being mean to me. You know, like I am not taking this personally, just as like I hope Bun is not taking Tajing me to Emmy is like, man, Mac hates me. You know, like it's not
like every night I'm like,
but it's also contextual to the show. As well. Like I don't think that we would put so much emphasis on that conflict aspect if we weren't broadcasting it and if there wasn't an audience for the game.
Sure.
That's true.
I think there would be like we'd have less need for that. But it's good that we managed to find a balance with like how to kind of make it flow into the story as well, just for like entertainment purposes, because it's different when you're just playing with your own friends. You don't want someone to just be like, I'm just going to play an asshole character because I can.
That's a good point.
And like goes around like player killing everybody and doing whatever. Like no one likes having someone like that in their party.
No one wants to play that.
No.
It's the same with romance, I think, too. I think in private, like when you're just playing with your friends, like having character romances is a little awkward and unnecessary. But on a show, like having that hint of it between Taj and Azric, even if it never goes anywhere, it's much more interesting and compelling because we're telling a story.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Like you're not role playing it for fun, you're role playing it for the audience because we want them to experience like the story that we're telling.
Yeah.
Max is such a good storyteller too. Like every description, I can envision who we're talking to or the place that we're in or the music. It all fits the vibe of where we are. And I think having like a touch of emotion helps bring that even more forward, you know?
We're all telling the story together. Like it's not just him. We're all telling the story.
Yeah.
And the part that we can tell. Yeah, like the part that's the part we can tell.
Yeah, like we bring the emotion side.
For a show, everyone is kind of telling the story together. Whereas I think if you're doing it offline with a group of friends, it's more like the DM is facilitating telling the story for the players. And it's like, yeah, the players have a part in that story. It's an active story, but you don't necessarily have those planned plot points from everyone's perspective of like, oh, we think this would be interesting for an outside party to find it entertaining or whatever. So there's like a lot of stuff that I wouldn't necessarily take into like a private game versus one that's like for everyone else as well. Like we have to have fun too, and we do. And I think part of that fun is like crafting the story for everyone else and seeing what people resonate with and stuff as well.
It's just like an extra level. But
yeah,
I mean,
exactly, an extra layer.
Maybe that's what you want to do with your home games. I don't know. Tell us in the comments. Tell us your thoughts on this. Do you like having romances in your at-home games? Do you like having character conflict? Do you hate character conflict? Does it give you anxiety to watch our character conflict? I don't know.
Has it ever happened really well or has it ever happened really badly? How did you fix it?
Yeah, let us know in the comments. I would love to know that.
I want to read that. I'm very curious people's experiences. Anyways, I think that about does it. Like I said, I could just talk all night. That's the problem with doing all three ladies. We're like, all right, let's just go.
Girls,
thank you, everyone. And just a reminder that our show is live, Casters and Cantrips, on Twitch and YouTube every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So come hang out and catch us live. But if not, you can always catch the recordings or you can join Patreon for early broadcasts of those recordings. And yeah, that's it. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
You did it. Thanks.